We'll wait for a few minutes and then we'll start. Okay, so I think we can start and then people will keep joining in. So, hi everyone, before we start the session, there is a special giveaway announcement. We'll be having giveaways every day during our sessions, and the amazing giveaway prizes include Amazon vouchers and books. The giveaways are generously sponsored by Allen AI, Fueler, and Rosenfield Media. Stay tuned till the end of the session and fill out the feedback form for the giveaway. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session. Ideating a winning solution by amazing Microsoft Imagine Cup India 2022 runner ups Tamanna, Bhavika, Nandini, and Harshita. All four of them are currently sophomores at IGDTU and amazing developers with a keen eye for great ideas. And I adore all four of my juniors. So, this stage is all yours, folks. You can go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us here today. So, we'll be talking about our journey that got us into Imagine Cup runner up round and many more other hackathons. So, yeah, let's get started. So, firstly, to talk about our team, um, now you can see the four of us, but initially that was really not the case. So it was a very, you could say, topsy turvy ride that we had. Firstly, it was just Harshita and I, then another girl from our class. But then, while we were, developing more on our idea, she felt that it's not really that great. So, she couldn't get that motivation. So she left us in the middle. And then on Discord, I randomly asked for an app developer. So I came in contact with Tamanna, and through her I we got Nandini in our team. So you see that how randomly our team was formed, and I guess it was all because of fate, or it had to happen, and four of us came in one team. So yeah, this is the scenario, that the behind the scenes of any achievement involves a lot of changes. So our suggestion to all the viewers is to have strong adaptability, first in the sense of teammates. So it's not that if you have selected four teammates in the beginning, then those four will remain till the very end. Be ready for countless number of changes, both in terms of team members and in terms of your idea. If you have an idea A, so it'll be B, then C, it can also go till Z. So that is what adaptability is all about, and the team that is most adaptable to these changing circumstances has an edge over the others, definitely. So now, coming to the process, Nandini, would you like to add something?
No, we shall start with the process, I think. The
All
team
right.
thing.
All right. So, talking about the process of ideation, firstly, you need to think about a problem and then start thinking about the solution, like different ways in which you can approach towards a solution. And then comes the implementation, and then comes one of the most important aspects, that is of the feedback. Because ultimately, you need to realize whom is the product for. Supposingly, if you are making a product for children, then you could probably try it out with them and then see their behavior, observe them, how are they reacting to the product. And if it is for teenagers, then again you can make some observations. So feedback is pretty important. And yes, repeat all these three things. It is not a one stop process, that if you think about the idea, okay, it's done, moving to implementation. So it's all a very continuous process. Like in our case, it was like even at the last stage, we were adding a few more changes to our idea. And I believe, yes, again the factor of adaptability comes into picture, that we were ready to mitigate those changes and yes, change the solution accordingly. Because at the end of the day, when you are going to submit your idea, you four guys or three people, whatever the team size is, it is you people who should know the in and out of your idea, all the flaws, all the, the ups and downs. Because the jury should realize that the team has done some efforts, they have thought in all possible directions, all the ways in which the product could be inefficient, be efficient. So yeah, so invest a lot of time in brainstorming. And yes, it takes up a lot of Google Meets, so be up for that. Now, talking about the most important stage, yes, that how do you come up with an idea. So the first thing is that it's not that somebody will come and tell you that, see, this is the problem, now we need to think of it. That happens very rarely. An original idea is one that you observe on your own, and that too from your surroundings, from your own surroundings. So, similar was the case with us. The thing is that you need to be vigilant. What is happening around you? Then you have to see that is there any opportunity where you can add a bit of ease to the lives of people living in the society, and then think about, is it realistic? Also, there's a difference between realistic and being ambitious, but a good balance of these two will, help you go further. So I believe that these four aspects: vigilance, finding opportunities, realizing the problems in your society, and then yes, a combination of being realistic and ambitious. So these will help you a lot in coming up with a pretty decent and a helpful idea. And yes, I talked about this, the importance of customer feedback. So, if I talk about our idea was aiming at easing the lives of senior citizens through technology. So now our target audience is senior citizens. So this was one of the biggest challenges that we faced. That was of one of the most complicated senior citizen complicated segment of society, that is of senior citizens, because you have to mold a lot of changes into their lives, which is already pretty rigid because they're living that life for around 65 to 70 years. So introducing something to their life is a task. Now, talking about the customer feedback. So, we faced a lot of challenges in this process only. And there were moments when we would tell our idea to some of our target audience. We went to some old age homes, and then we did a lot of surveys. We like went to the grassroots level, you could say. We went to old age homes, then we went to houses of people coming from different socio-economic backgrounds to understand them well. So as I said, that the in and out of your idea. So for that you need to survey a lot of people. So from there, there were moments when we would realize that are we even working on a real problem? So there were really harsh moments for us that would question the existence of our idea. And taking that, accepting that was the biggest task, because all our months of hard work were doubted by our own selves, by the customers. So the key to that is that it is good that you are being criticized, because in every criticism that you get from your user is a part of constructive criticism, and constructive criticism is gold. It gives you a lot of opportunities to iterate over your idea again, and yes, augment it, add a lot of changes to it. So it's not like you go and have a survey and all the answers that you get are in your favor. There will be cases where 9 out of 10 will be pointing in the opposite direction to your idea. So you must have that positive attitude that okay, we are thankful that we are actually solving a real problem, because the customer is not liking our idea, and it is not that you live in your own unicorn world that whatever we are thinking is right. The reality check is this stage only, that is of customer feedback. So the more you go, the more you get your hands dirty in is this process of customer feedback, and the more constructively you take it, the better it is for the team and for the idea, definitely. So now, would anybody like to take it from here?
Before this, I would like to add something like when we were discussing about the idea, how to come across the idea. So, the most important thing about that is if you will go about searching for an idea for a specific competition, or you have that in our mind that we have to present it somewhere, or specifically for just a competition of winning a hackathon, then it becomes very difficult to actually work for a cause. But if you have a vision to work for the people and improve society, then it won't be that difficult for you to search or get an idea. But if you have that in mind that we have to win a hackathon or a prize, then the ideation becomes a very difficult process.
Yes, it's basically a very spontaneous process. You just have to think about it, and it might be a very everyday life problem that you're facing. You might even be solving that. So it's a very spontaneous process. It might happen in a day, in a second, maybe the next second you are here, or maybe in an year. So it's like the best idea you can generate depends on your thinking capacity.
Yeah, right. So I would like to continue over. So importance of team formation is really like the most important thing for a solution, as it will be like it is not a one day work, right? And you have to work like hours and hours and for months and months. So your teammates really need to understand what your situation is, what the circumstances may be, and it may happen like you are involved in some work. So this mindset should be there, like ठीक है साथ में काम करना है वाला चीज. So yeah, teammates are really important to make your solution a winning one.
Yeah, it's very important to have people with same or similar temperament. It might not be very important that all the team members should have very good skills technically, but also there are other skills which are required, like pitching skills or public speaking skills, which are very important. And moreover, like if you get a good team, then I believe 75% of work is already done. So getting a good team is really important.
It's like having all of those different flowers in one bouquet to make it a complete, beautiful looking bouquet. So you should have all those characters, people who will make your ideation process or the implementation process really fun work, people who will bring you back on track, people who will set deadlines for you. So you need to have a person who's keeping track of all of that process as well. So you need to have all those characters in a team to make it a what do we call it, a complete circle which completes all of those characteristics.
And yeah, talking about like from where should you should start, it should not be based on your like what skills you're having, or like let's take someone from web development, or like let's take someone from ML. Like it does not depend fully on your skills, because the process of making a solution is an ongoing process. It is not like if you know something then you can build. You learn by like in the process, you learn by making it, and there's no end of something like a part of ML is being learned already by you and then you can implement it. No, it's not that way. So you need to learn in the process, and same as your teammates.
So now coming to another important part of taking part in like hackathons and other competitions is they require you to send a video or maybe a documentation of your pitch. So talking about the video pitch, so you'll so since you have devoted a lot of time on your idea, you have devoted months, so it's a fact that you'll have loads of things to talk about. You'd expect at least half an hour or maybe 10 minutes to the least to at least explain every bit of it, but sadly we all don't have that luxury. So it's just a very brief set of time that is of maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So that is the time that most of the competitions allot for your pitch. So the thing is that writing in a concise manner is an art which four of us were like we had to master it over many rehearsals. Like we used to rehearse our pitch, then we would set up a timer, one would speak, one would move the slides, and we tried to balance it out and fit it into that allotted time of say 2 or 3 minutes. Every time it would exceed, but then we need to have a very harsh, or you could say a ruthless way of looking at the contents of your slide, because you need to chuck out whatever seems even 1% irrelevant. So you need to be very ruthless while you are deleting the stuff. And it happens that you are very emotionally connected to every element of the slide that you have added, because yes, you have worked hard in researching about it, so it gets a bit difficult to remove and bring it out in a concise manner. But like fitting it all into that 2 minute 3 minute pitch is very important. And you need to cover all the aspects of it. Like in some hackathons they require you to put up the business model. So for that, like we were completely unaware of it, being from technical background, so we did read the literature about it. And yes, another opportunity for us to learn. And yeah, so that did occupy one slide. So as you can see that a pitch comprises of different components. Firstly, a very good idea to begin your pitch is to tell a story, not a made up one, but a real one, because that will add an element of authenticity to your pitch. So it's always a good idea to start with a story, or to start with the user feedback that you have got, and then you talk about how you have implemented your yeah, so I missed it. You have to first talk about the problem statement that you're trying to solve. So for that you can definitely take the help of numbers, which never lie. So after using some insights from statistics, you can talk more about how you are trying to solve the problem, and then you can talk about you can maybe give a demo video, and then you can talk about your team, how you guys met, So I believe that is what makes a good pitch. If anybody wants to add, please go ahead.
Moreover, you must understand the importance of pitch, because if you have a 10-page documentation and you have a 3-minute pitch, what would you prefer to have the first impression? So it really becomes important to pitch, and the person who is pitching should have a confident voice, which is very important. Like we were there in our pre-finales, so there were people who had a good presentation, but the person who was pitching was not that confident enough or had a very low voice, so that made a negative impression on their scoreboard. So it really makes it very important to have a good person who can pitch well in your team. So it's not always all about the technical team members, but a person who can speak well and present your team in such areas.
Also, you should pre-practice, I must say, because you need to see what all things you need to say, or maybe a last moment glitch, or like how you need to behave in the last moment glitch, because that also adds up. That also creates an impact on how you are presenting your presentation.
Right, and do refer the judging criteria on what basis are they marking. So if there is a certain number of marks already allotted, that if you're providing a feedback that you have taken from your end users in your pitch, you might get an extra number or two. So that is you should all that is like the benefit of referring the judging criteria beforehand. And yes, about the timings, it is not a 1 day job. You cannot prepare a pitch in 1 day job. You need to look it from a third person's opinion as well. You might be like, okay, it's fitting it in the 3 minutes time limit, but the fact might be that you might miss on the actual major fact that your pitch wanted to point to. So it is definitely helpful that you show your pitch to a third person, get their reviews, do the respected changes that they want you to do, and then go on towards your finalizing your pitch.
And yes, again, it is not always like taking reviews from everyone and following that. And if someone is giving negative reviews and you follow it and you said, okay, my idea is not good in front of everyone, so it's not like that. You have to like put some effort and then believe in your idea and then go through like taking some reviews as in feedbacks to improve your idea, but not on the negative side.
Yeah, like Tamanna said, it's not always about winning the competition, but more about the change that you want to bring in the society. Some people might not agree with you, some people might agree with you, but it's your call whether you want to continue with your idea and continue on your vision, or just look towards the competition perspective.
Yeah, very rightly said, Nandini. And probably that's why, 6 hours of 6 consecutive hours of Google Meet, like there was no need for us to look at the clock. So as you can see that we quite enjoyed the process. So if you're working for a real cause, then time and your backache after sitting in front of the laptop in the same posture don't really matter much.
So you guys shared some amazing, insightful things, and मुझे भी काफी कुछ सीखने को मिला. So that was amazing. We'll move on to the questions, and the first question is, what was your problem statement and the solution idea? If you guys could brief a bit about it.
All
Yeah.
right. So to give you a brief about it, there were certain problem statements that were there in our minds, but then we had to define it in a clear manner, and we uh, got down to this problem statement regarding the lifestyle of senior citizens. So we see that in a general household scenario, supposingly in the living room, we have a kid on the phone and his or her grandparents are just staring at the walls or probably at their grandchild. And is this what technology was made for? So this was our question: dealing with technology for the betterment of the lifestyle of senior citizens. So this was what we were aiming to achieve. And in solution, yes, definitely it was a combination of a lot of little things, uh, like if combined together, aiming at our solution. So the solution was, yes, using technology for the betterment of their lives.
Also, when we thought of the idea, we did not think like, will it manage our business model or the strategies that we are planning? But it is not always when you think of an idea, it comes all the way around that, okay, this is our business model, or maybe all these things we can present. It is just the idea for the first take, and then with time you build on things, and then you can think, okay, we can add up this for this, maybe for like a strategical plan, that you can add some things that may look like, okay, this is for your business model, this is for some UI part. Or also sometimes like you need to keep the UI and everything according to your user, what you have thought on, that depends upon your idea.
Yeah, for the 2-3 months initial, we were not even aware that we had to present a business model or a business perspective of our idea of what our uh, application can earn in future. So don't really think on that perspective of the business or what it can bring to the to you, but just work on your idea.
Okay, so which year did you participate Imagine Cup in?
We all participate. We are in second years, and we participated in Imagine Cup 2022 this year one.
All right. So, how do you connect with different people? That's a very interesting question.
I
So
think
if I'm,
Niharika can
Yeah,
answer this.
yeah.
uh, Mansi, can I request for a clarification? Are you talking about different people in terms of teammates or in terms of customers or users?
I guess this question was when you were telling about the team member formation.
All
So,
right, all right. So, yeah, so you can imagine the online scenario or online mess, to put it out in reality, that we were in a few days back. So, Harshita and I belong to the same class, and Tamanna and Nandini belong to the same class. So, we have never, like, we saw each other, day before yesterday. Can you beat that? So offline, we saw each other a few days back, and it has all been with this. Like it started with an air of hesitation that shall we like will we be comfortable in talking with other classmates while we don't know our classmates only. Like these are our batch mates. So if we don't know our classmates in a class of 90 students, how will we manage? Like what if they leave us in between again and like pull the Mickey out of us again. So we were a bit hesitant because we had faced that of having from 3 to 2 in number. So with a bit of hesitation and yes, a very big leap of faith, we all formed up a team, and since then it has been a very enriching journey for all of us.
And during our journey, we sometimes had like a doubt whether they'll continue or not, whether what we're making will finish or not. Like we were in a doubt always, but with time it gets built up, and with time you have faith in all your team members. In fact, sometimes it happens like you believe in them more than yourself.
Also,
And LinkedIn
Mansi,
has
if
also
yeah,
been a very big help, right? So we connected with Nandini via LinkedIn only. So don't forget to make a LinkedIn account for this. We need it definitely for connecting with people.
also Mansi, if you wish to connect with different people, like every competition or every hackathon has a Discord channel for the team formation. So it might you might be little hesitant in the beginning, but you need to go all out. Just go like, I want a teammate, is there anyone who wish to participate, and don't hesitate, because sometimes if you ask people, they might not be willing to participate or team up with you. But that not should dishearten your you should not dishearten yourself, and just go out, connect with new people. You might end up with a better team than you were expecting before. So just go ask people, face rejections, and eventually you will have a team if you go all out and ask people to connect with you.
that was an amazing answer. So, Manti has another question. Should we take part with the same team always, or we should have different teams? What do you guys think?
So it is highly dictated by the idea that you guys worked upon. So if four of us worked on idea A, then since it were the four of us who, you know, burned the midnight oil and put in all our efforts, so I believe that four of us deserve to present together. So definitely, wherever we want to present or share this idea A in some hackathon, then four of us will go. But yes, so this thing we faced, and I believe it's a pretty genuine question, Mansi. So we were so when you're in college, especially in second year, you'll see there's a list of like a line of hackathons in front of you. So you'll be like, let's take part in this, let's take part in this, and then there'll be a point that let's think about some other idea also. So for that, then you'll think again, shall we four only take part? But I would suggest that you should never take a back seat when it comes to trying like different people, because having a teammate is like having another perspective, a different universe, you could say. So it is always a very good idea to connect with people who are not like you, who are different, because they'll get a lot more to the plate. So you should try different teams. But yes, if you have worked if your team has worked on an idea, then wherever that idea is going, so is the team going. So same idea, same team, but yes, you should experiment with different set of people.
Also, I
For
am glad
maybe
that
trying.
our team didn't have that formality of thing that, oh, we are a team and we have to participate in every hackathon together. We were all free to like go and join different teams. But when it come to presenting our idea, which was Team Spring's idea, we were all together. But otherwise, we were all free to do whatever we want. We were not bound with the thing that हमने चारों ने साथ में बनाया हमें ही करना है. So that was not in our case.
Also, it depends upon the comfortability of your team members, like whether if you want to work on a different idea with the same people. It again, because at times you can get bored with same team members, and it does not depend on how good they are. Sometimes you get bored with the people, with the same set of people. So it depends on you and your team members.
So, to sum it up, having different team members at a time gives you a new perspective and also helps you with networking. So, you should consider that. But if some of you have worked with the same idea, then the team should go together, right? So, how to know if your idea is presentable enough?
Mahima, participate in various hackathons and ideathons. Feedbacks are the best way to know what your idea is missing or what's good in your idea, which you can further improve. So, like, take it. We took it to our colleges only ideathon, IEEE ideathon, and we got to know quite a many things which we were lacking initially, which we improved. And I believe that they really gave us a brownie point when we presented our idea in Epic Challenge and Imagine Cup. So just participate, test your idea, get feedback, and improve.
And I remember after IEEE Ideathon, we got a self rejection or self doubt, like we got rejected here, or maybe we whether we'll be able to continue with this, or is this a presentable idea or not. But we thought on नहीं होगा तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा. So like if idea आ रहा है तो continue with that, put some extra effort to make that presentable one.
That sums up the entire answer, and that's amazing. So, did you feel anxious while representing your idea? And how did you know that the other team will not steal it already?
Bhavika would be the best to answer this.
So here I'd like to, tell you about my experience. So yes, I am guilty. I have messed up quite a lot of times while I'm presenting, because we've taken this idea to a different, quite a few set of hackathons. So while I was presenting, either there were some issues with the timer or maybe screen lag. So yes, it was through those errors only that we got to learn about the countless number of rehearsals that should be done before presenting the idea, because ultimately you should be very comfortable at the final time when you're presenting it to the jury. It should be like you are in a random Google meet, and it's evening, you're having your coffee, and you are with your friends, and you are just rehearsing for the 99th time. So that comfort level should come only after you're practicing. So yes, anxiety is pretty much real, and yes, I have messed it up a lot many times. So it was only through those messed up moments that we became in a more we became a more fine presenters. So yeah, practice is the key.
Public speaking comes with practice, and you will feel anxious every single time.
And sorry, I missed another part of the question, that if we were like a bit afraid that somebody steals our idea. So this phenomena of stealing other people's idea is pretty universal. Like, it has happened with many people. But there's a thing called USP, which is unique selling proposition, and that is a thin line. It can be a very thin line that demarcates your idea from person X's idea. And also, another important thing is your vision. Because talking about this idea, one of our teammates grandmothers is suffering from Parkinson's. So that was the driving point of it, and I believe that we have seen the problem this close. So we have had countless Google meets and sessions and brainstorming sessions, basically. So we believe that the vision that we have is personal to us, even if we have these sessions like today's session. So there's no fear of the idea being copied, because that vision, it belongs to us.
It's
That sounds
basically the
adaptable.
team which is making the idea, not the idea which is making the team.
Okay, so how should someone start their preparation for upcoming hackathons? What do you guys suggest?
Kamya, like first you should start learning like basic tech stack which you want to be it app development, web development, or machine learning, and then just start participating. Like what you can learn in like 2 day hackathon, you cannot learn in 1 month or 2 months. So just go for it. Even if you are a beginner, like all started when we all started, we were also a beginner only. If we would have just sit back thinking like we don't know what to do or we are just beginners, no one will team up with us. So don't think, just start. And hackathons do not require any preparation as such. Just take one tech stack, start working on it, learning on it, and you will learn it on the way only. So there's nothing like prior preparation needed for a hackathon.
And the best thing you learn from a hackathon is experience, getting an experience. You can't just get the experience by sitting on a table chair and learning the tech stack. You won't get to know what all you can build with that particular tech stack that you're learning.
You will complete a project in 2 days that you will complete normally in like a month. So you can tell the difference between the two situations.
And sometimes you don't even complete it. So hackathons
Yeah,
do give you a big push.
right.
Okay, so do you guys plan to do more on the idea or the application that you have?
So in the presentation, I had added three steps: ideation, implementation, feedback, and the fourth most important one, repeat. So
Repeat.
it's an ongoing process. And yes, we have a vision, to increase our spring family from just the four of us to a very large number. So yes, it's an ongoing process, and we do hope to increase the features and the accuracies of all the functionalities that are there in our application.
So how did you solve the problem using tech? Do you want to explain a bit more about the idea that you built up?
About the solution, we came up with both an app and a website, even though we did not work a lot on the app, but we made a very fully functional website. So we had an ML model, we had various small features. We had a shop, we had a recommendation system, we had a detection system which was using ML again. So it was combination of all of that, which was supporting the elderly altogether to help them be very connected with technology, to help them use technology which they're not able to use right now. So that was like the crust of it.
Okay, so should someone add SWOT analysis as well? I guess it's about the presentation that you give.
Yeah, definitely, because a good idea is one that reflects both its pluses and minuses, because that gives the juries or whosoever is judging your idea a, a hint that this team has worked hard and they're very honest about their weaknesses. And the best part about showcasing your vulnerabilities or weaknesses is that you are acknowledging them, that yes, these are the weaknesses, and we have devoted enough of our time in finding these weaknesses, and also the next step that follows, finding the solution to these weaknesses. So yes, this analysis is always appreciated by the judges.
But also, Mansi, keep in mind that you do not miss on the other important aspects of the presentation. Just to add a SWOT analysis, keep it concise, keep it small, so that you don't miss the other things also.
Okay, so I guess this is the last question. Can we pitch the same idea to a number of hackathons?
It depends upon the like criteria of the hackathon in which you are taking part. Sometimes it is written there that you cannot pitch in the previous idea or the idea that has already been there in that has already participated in any hackathon or in any ideathon. So it depends upon the hackathon which you are taking part in.
So I guess that's it for the questions. If there are any questions, we're still waiting for them. We'll wait for a minute or two if there are any more questions. Okay, so I don't think there are any more questions. Thank you everyone for attending the session. And I am sending a feedback form. Only if you fill the form, you will be eligible for the giveaway prizes. So make sure you fill it and get amazing prizes from us. And thank you so much, guys, for being a part of the session. It was amazing. It was very insightful. And even I learned a lot from you. Um, so, all the winners will be announced tomorrow on our Instagram page. So, do follow GDSC IGDTU on Instagram. And thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the session.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for
having
having us.
us.
So, I'll end it here. Bye, everyone.